I'm getting really sick and tired of all these skinny guys walking around grocery stores telling you what to eat, telling you what's poison, and telling you that you need to buy their supplements. I'm sick of it. None of them have actually been fat, and none of them have actually lost the weight. So here is everything that people aren't telling you about weight loss, coming directly from someone who has lost 110 pounds. This is a full guide on everything you need to know about nutrition. So take your pen, take your paper, let's get started. I'm not wasting any time. I'm gonna be honest with you, my camera's about to die. So we're gonna dive into this and make this as efficient and as lean as possible. Okay, let's dive in. So first, let's establish some basic terms of fat loss. Okay, the number one thing you need to understand is calories. Calories are nothing but a unit of energy. Okay, I'm gonna say the word calorie a lot today. Calories are energy. Then you have your maintenance calories. This is the amount of calories you would need to eat every single day to maintain the body level that you are currently at. So if you want to keep your body the exact same every single day, you stay at your maintenance calories. By the way, you can find this using tdeecalculator.net or any calorie calculator that you can find, but TDEE is the most reliable. Our goal for you to lose weight is achieving a calorie deficit, that is burning more calories than you take in on a day-to-day basis. Good news for you is your body's burning the majority of your calories already just by being alive. The reason you've been gaining fat is because you've been in a calorie surplus. That means you are taking in more calories than you are letting out. Now, how do you burn fat and how do you keep it off? There is only one mechanism, and that is that calorie deficit. That's the only thing that matters. We have our maintenance calories, which we just defined. Everything above your maintenance is a calorie surplus. Everything below that is a deficit. So the typical goal that you are going to want to shoot for is 500 calories every day below your maintenance. So if your maintenance calories from these calorie calculators is 3,000, then you want to be eating 2,500 calories every single day, okay? All roads lead to Rome and all diets lead to a calorie deficit. If you are not losing weight, you are not in a calorie deficit. I'm going to say that again and again and again until I'm blue in the face. So now that you understand that, why don't you just eat way below your maintenance? Well, I'll give you a quick answer. I've done that, and I tore my ACL doing it because I was low on blood pressure because I was under eating, and I fainted and I tore my ACL and I couldn't walk or run for 9 months. Unless you want to feel like garbage and possibly injure yourself or give yourself an eating disorder, don't severely crash your calories. That is only going to lead to terrible things. It's also going to make you way more likely to binge. Nobody wants to binge eat. All binge eaters hate binge eating, and that's probably the reason you gained the weight in the first place. So promoting more binging, terrible idea. A real successful weight loss journey has to have a healthy relationship with food, and that means balance. So the best way to lose this weight is to allowing yourself to have fun with the fun food. If your favorite food is donuts, I'm a big Long John and eclair guy, I'm not gonna make a weight loss plan that doesn't allow me to eat donuts. Sometimes you just need to eat the fucking donut and move on with your life. It's way better than over restricting yourself and never letting yourself have it again. You're gonna binge and eat an entire baker's dozen if you keep restricting yourself. Let yourself have some fun every once in a while. It's good for you. Now, let's talk about the 3 primary macronutrients, okay? Everything you've ever eaten is made up of 3 macronutrients: protein, carbs, and fat. Protein. I'm gonna tell you right now, you're not eating enough protein. I've spent several years on TikTok yelling at people to eat more protein. Protein is fantastic because not only does it help you build muscle, but it also helps you stay full. Protein is the most satiating of the macronutrients, meaning eat more of it, stay really full. It's a very simple concept. Protein is made up of a bunch of amino acids that help you build muscle when you are strength training. I'm not going to dive into the science of that today. It's pretty basic. The basic TLDR that you need to understand is that protein helps you build muscle and protein helps you stay full. The most common sources of protein are all meat and all dairy. Yes, there are plant-based sources like beans, legumes, tempeh, anything with soy like tofu. Those are great too. Next time you go to the store, buy more protein. Next, we have carbs. Carbs are demonized because of the keto community. Fuck you, keto. We hate keto. When you think carbs, think gas in your car. You are a car, carbs are your gas. Carbs are energy. That's the main thing you need to know here. Carbs are also not bad for you. You can eat carbs every single day. And guess what? You pretty much have until this point. There are 2 different types of carbs that you need to know: complex and simple. Complex carbs usually keep you fuller a bit longer. They're called complex because they have a more complex structure at the molecular level. They take longer for your body to digest, and they also include fiber, which is really good for you. Eat more fiber. These are usually found found in very whole foods. So potatoes, broccoli, cauliflower, apples, great carb sources, very complex carb sources, high fiber. Fiber is good for your gut. Simple carbs are not bad carbs, however. Simple carbs are useful for a different reason. Simple carbs are very quickly digested. They're very easy to overeat, but they also turn into energy the fastest. You usually find simple carbs in sugars and in processed foods. The big thing about carbohydrates is that they are literally everywhere, especially in the US. Carbs are made up of all sugars, all starches, all fruits, and all vegetables. Every piece of candy, carbs. Every chip, carbs. All bread, carbs. All fruits and vegetables, carbs. Carbs are literally everywhere. So trying to cut them out is a fast track for wanting to cry every day. So how do we use carbs effectively for weight loss? Very simple. We use carbs for energy. Typically, what I like to do is eat a simple carb before I work out for the fast acting energy. So usually I do a banana or something, and complex carbs post workout to refuel, keep you full, and give you more longer lasting energy throughout the rest of the day. We are very carb friendly here at the Big Fella brand. So eat your carbohydrates, do it in the right way. The last thing you need to know about carbs though is you need to be careful about eating them by themselves. Carbs, unless they have a lot of fiber in them, are not very filling. So stop eating carbs by themselves. Pair them with a protein source. Otherwise, you're going to continue eating 9 bags of Lay's chips in one sitting. Let's talk about fats. Fats are a special little snowflake for several reasons. Fats have more calories per gram than protein and carbs. Protein and carbs both are 4 calories per gram. Fats are 9. That doesn't mean they're evil though. You actually need fats to survive. This makes them essential. They are essential for balancing your hormones and giving you long-lasting energy. Now, when I say fat, I'm talking about dietary fats, the stuff you find in eggs and avocados and butter and oil, not the body fat that's on your body right now. Here's a chart going over all the different types of fats. I'm not going to dive into this today. If you want me to, I guess I can make a video on it. But the bottom line of what you need to know is that you do need fat every single day to not feel like shit. I went on a very low fat diet when I was losing 100 pounds and I crashed my testosterone. I lowered my libido. I felt like crap all the time. I had terrible sleep and it was really kind of a hellscape for about 4 months. You don't want that and I don't want that for you. Now, obviously, you know fats are going to be found in a lot of unhealthy junk food. Here are the best places to get your fat in a weight loss journey. Nuts, oils, eggs, fish, red meat, and cheese. Now, again, fats are very calorie dense, so you have to be sparing with where you find them. These are not anything you need to track. By the way, if you are tracking your calories, do not try to track your carbs or your fats. The best way and the simplest way to lose weight is track your calorie deficit every single day and track your protein levels to make sure you stay full. There is no reason to track your carbs and there's no reason to track your fats. You are not a bodybuilder. That is just completely unnecessary. You don't need all those numbers to be tracked. It's going to drive you crazy. Eat your fat, do it in moderation, find healthy sources, continue from there. Let's talk about how this fits in with the math for your food labels. When you go to the store and you see the food labels on the store, you might say, how are they coming up with these numbers? Are they just guessing? Are they lying to us? No, it's actually quite simple. Like I said earlier, protein has 4 calories per gram, carbs have 4 calories per gram, fats have 9. All it is simple math. So on this food label here as the example, this has 5 grams of protein. 5 times 4 is 20 calories that come from the protein. There are 31 grams of carbs. 31 grams of carbs times 4 is 124 calories per serving from carbohydrates. Then we have 12 grams of fat. 12 grams of fat times 9 for the fat is 108. Now all I need to do is add up my calories from protein, carbs, and fats. That gives me 252 total calories, which is what is the total on this food label. Now, yes, you'll notice, oh, it's not 252, it's 250. Yeah, the food labels are allowed to lie to you a little bit. That's why all of them end in 0. But just know, this is not math you need to do yourself. Your calorie counters will do this for you. You just need to understand how all the math works and what foods to choose. By the way, if you are looking for a calorie counter, I would highly recommend Lose It. I am not sponsored in any way. I just think it's the best one. I have a video a few months ago that goes over all the different calorie counting apps if you want to go check it out. Now, finally, let's talk about micronutrients. We talked about the macronutrients, protein, carbs, and fats. Let's talk about micronutrients and the overall concept of nutrient density. So micronutrients are all the vitamins and minerals: calcium, potassium, vitamin A, vitamin C, vitamin B, vitamin D. A good majority of these are essential. When a food term is essential, that means that you need it to survive. That means you do not make enough of it in your body to survive. Now, the best way to go about this is to eat nutrient-dense foods. The most nutrient-dense foods are going to be whole foods, foods that come from the source. So fresh vegetables, fresh fruit, non-processed meat, and dairy. Now, I'm not telling telling you to go all or super ultra organic and eat everything off of a wooden cutting board. That's not what I'm saying. But try to get whole foods or closest to the whole foods as you can. The more processing a food goes through, the fewer nutrients it's going to have. We want more nutrients. So try to eat foods closer to the whole food source. You're going to feel better and you're going to cross off all your micronutrient list. But if you want to go for a multivitamin every day, that's probably not a bad idea either. Some of the most nutrient dense foods in the world are whole eggs, salmon, potatoes, kale, spinach, liver, and berries. Now, I'm not saying you have to like all of these foods. This is literally just a list of some of the most nutrient dense foods out there. Notice how none of these are processed foods. These are all whole foods. So if you can maximize your nutrients and lower your calories to a safe amount, you're going to have a really easy time losing weight. Now, remember, you have to stay full, so eat that protein too. Now, how do we put this all together? What do we do with this information next time you go to the store? Very simply, step one, when you're going to the store, look at the food labels. Look for the calories and look for the protein. Look at the serving size as well. The serving size is lying to you as much as they possibly can. They're usually trying to shrink the serving sizes to unrealistic standards. Did you know the serving size for Oreos was two Oreos? Are you kidding me? Look at the serving size first, then look at the calories, then look at the protein. No, not every single food you need to eat must be loaded with protein, but your protein sources should have a close to 1-to-10 ratio when you're looking for a protein source. Easy example, eggs have 70 calories and they have 7 grams of protein, so it's a 1-to-10 ratio. That's a very quality, high protein food source. Use that as a rule to help guide you when choosing your protein sources. That's everything you need to know about weight loss nutrition. If you guys want me to make more in-depth analysis videos like this, please let me know, because I did have a lot of fun making this, and this is a lot of the content that I go through with my clients in my one-on-one coaching program. If you want to see more videos like this, then just let me know, drop it in the comments. Check the description for more goodies, and keep it simple, big fella.